Gun collectors are surprised after simple old rifles started selling for thousands. No one expected this jump, and it's making people ask what changed. These 12 rifles are turning into treasure, and the reason why is still not fully clear. If you own one, you might be holding gold without knowing it. Starting with number 12, we have Israeli Mauser Kar 98K. German factories built nearly 14 million Kar 98K rifles from 1935 to 1945. After World War II, Israel began acquiring them during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War from Czech and other European supplies. Israeli armories rebuilt the rifles, added Hebrew markings, and often applied the Star of David. These rifles stayed in Israeli service through the 1950s and 1960s before the switch to the FAL. Standard German Kar 98K rifles usually sell for $800 to $2,000. Israeli marked rifles bring $1,500 to $3,500. The most valuable examples show both original German wartime markings and later Israeli service stamps. These dual-marked rifles prove real combat use across two nations and multiple conflicts. Collectors check for Hebrew markings on the receiver, barrel, and stock. Import limits on military surplus have reduced supply, pushing values higher. From 2010 to 2024, Israeli Kar 98K prices rose about 240%. With wartime production, Israeli service history, and shrinking imports, this rifle continues to appreciate and is worth holding. At number 11, we have Swiss Sig SG 550 Series PE90 and 551 Pre-Ban. Switzerland began producing the SG 550 in 1986. The PE90 is the semi-automatic export model chambered in 5.56 NATO with a 30-round magazine and an 18.3-inch barrel. The rifle measures 39.4 inches overall and weighs about 9.4 pounds. The United States received imports only from 1989 to 1990 before new rules stopped further shipments. Around 1,500 to 2,000 PE90 rifles entered the United States, along with about 500 SG 551 carbines. Early prices ranged from $1,800 to $2,500. Today, Pre-Ban PE90 rifles bring $8,000 to $12,000, while 551 carbines can reach $15,000. Full accessory sets can climb to $18,000. Swiss military use and worldwide exports confirm the rifle's quality. Accuracy tests show groups under 2 inches at 100 yards. From 2015 to 2024, values rose about 385%. Scarcity, craftsmanship, and military history make these rifles long-term keepers. At number 10, we have Valmet M76 and M78. Finland's Valmet manufactured the M76 and M78 rifles from 1976 through 1986, chambered in 7.62 by 39 mm and 5.56 by 45 mm NATO, respectively. The rifles feature AK pattern gas-operated rotating bolts with finish refinements. Magazine capacities range from 15 to 30 rounds. Barrel lengths measure 16.5 inches. Overall length is 36.2 inches with stock folded, and weight without magazine is approximately 8.2 pounds. U.S. imports occurred from 1976 through 1989. Valmet imported approximately 5,000 to 7,000 rifles across all variants before the company ceased rifle production in 1986. Remaining inventory imports continued through 1989, when import restrictions halted Finnish rifle imports. The limited production period and import restrictions create substantial scarcity. Standard Valmet M76 rifles sold for $900 to $1,400 when imported during the 1980s. Current market prices range from $4,500 to $7,500 for M76 examples in excellent condition. M78 variants in 5.56 by 45 mm NATO command $5,000 to $8,500. Complete rifles retaining original finish accessories, including bipods and scope rails, sell for $6,500 to $10,000. The appreciation reflects finish manufacturing quality and AK pattern precision. Finnish military standards exceed Soviet AK-47 specifications substantially. The hammer-forged barrels, precision machining, and quality control create accuracy superior to typical AK variants. Independent testing documented 2.5-inch groups at 100 yards, substantially better than standard AK-47 accuracy. Market data indicates Valmet values appreciated approximately 425% from 2014 to 2024. The combination of finish quality, limited production, and import restrictions justifies retention. At number 9, we have Steyr AUG A1 Original Pre-Ban Green Stock. Austria's Steyr manufactured the AUG from 1977, with U.S. imports beginning in 1983. Original pre-ban imports featured distinctive green polymer stocks compared to later black variants. Chambered in 5.56 by 45 mm NATO, the bullpup configured rifle features a 30-round magazine capacity, 20-inch barrel, and gas-operated rotating bolt. Overall length measures 31.1 inches. Weight without magazine is approximately 7.9 pounds. Steyr imported approximately 8,000 AUG rifles to the United States from 1983 through 1989. Green stock variants represent approximately 60% of imports, with black stocks appearing in later shipments. Import restrictions implemented in 1989 halted Steyr factory imports. The green stock configuration represents the most collectible variant due to early production association and visual distinctiveness. Green stock AUG rifles sold for $1,200 to $1,800 when imported during the 1980s. Current market prices range from $5,500 to $8,500 for green stock pre-ban examples in excellent condition. Complete rifles retaining original Swarovski optics command $7,000 to $10,000. Black stock variants sell for $4,500 to $7,000, representing $1,000 to $1,500 discount compared to green stocks. The appreciation reflects import ban scarcity and collector preference for original green configuration. The bullpup design, placing the action behind the trigger, reduces overall length while maintaining barrel length. Military adoption by over 30 nations validates design effectiveness. The integrated optic and ambidextrous controls create handling characteristics distinct from conventional rifles. Market data indicates green stock AUG values appreciated approximately 340% from 2018 to 2024. The combination of import restrictions, distinctive appearance, and military provenance justifies retention as values continue appreciating. At number 8, we have Ruger Mini 14180 Series early production. Ruger manufactured the Mini 14 from 1973. The 180 series designation represents early production from 1973 through about 1977 before Ruger moved to later 181 and higher series numbers. Chambered in 5.56 by 45 mm NATO, the gas-operated rifle features a 20-round magazine capacity, 18.5-inch barrel, and overall length of 37.25 inches. Weight without magazine is approximately 6.4 pounds. Early production features blued finish and hardwood stocks. Law enforcement agencies purchased 180 series rifles during the 1970s and 1980s for patrol applications. Police variants feature specific markings Documenting agency issue. Agencies, including departments in California, Texas, and New York, issued Mini 14 rifles. The law enforcement provenance creates documented service history, enhancing collector value. Standard 180 series Mini 14 rifles sold for $300 to $450 when new during the 1970s and 1980s. Current market prices range from $1,200 to $2,200 for early production in excellent condition. Police variants with documented law enforcement service command $1,600 to $2,800. Complete rifles retaining original factory accessories, including scope rings and manuals, sell for $1,800 to $3,200. The appreciation reflects early production scarcity and law enforcement provenance. The Mini 14 provided law enforcement agencies with affordable patrol rifle options before AR-15 adoption became widespread. The traditional appearance and wood stocks created acceptance among agencies concerned about military-style rifles. Market data indicates 180 series values appreciated approximately 285% from 2015 to 2024. The combination of early production, law enforcement history, and increasing collector recognition justifies retention. At number 7, we have Winchester Model, 1894, early production and pre-64. Winchester manufactured the Model 1894 from 1894 through 1963 in configurations collectors designate pre-64. Chambered primarily in .30-30, Winchester. The lever-action rifle features a tubular magazine holding 6 rounds, 20-inch barrel standard, and overall length of 37.75 inches. Weight without ammunition is approximately 6.75 pounds. Early production from 1894 through 1920 represents the most collectible variants. Winchester redesigned the Model 1894 in 1964, substituting stamped parts for machined components and eliminating hand-fitting operations. The cost-cutting measures reduced manufacturing quality, creating immediate distinction between pre-64 and post-64 production. Early production from 1894 through 1920 features case-hardened receivers and superior wood grades. Standard pre-64 Model 1894 rifles sold for $50 to $100 when new during the early 1900s. Current market prices range from $800 to $1,800 for standard pre-64 examples in good condition. Early production from 1894 through 1920 commands $1,500 to $3,500. Deluxe variants with upgraded wood and checkering sell for $2,500 to $5,500. Takedown models command premiums of $500 to $1,500. The Model 1894 represents the best-selling sporting rifle in American history, with production exceeding 7.5 million units across all generations. The .30-30 Winchester chambering provides adequate energy for deer-sized game within 150 yards. Market data indicates pre-64 Model 1894 values appreciated approximately 215% from 2012 to 2024. The combination of historical significance, finite pre-64 production, and American heritage justifies retention. At number 6 we have Polytech and Norinco Pre-Ban AK-47 Legend 56S and 84S. China manufactured AK pattern rifles under Polytech and Norinco brands. The Legend designation represents milled receiver AK-47 clones. The 56S designation indicates stamped receiver AKM clones. The 84S represents side-folding stock variants. Chambered in 7.62 by 39 millimeters, the rifles feature 30-round magazine capacities, 16.5-inch barrels, and gas-operated rotating bolts. Overall length measures 34.25 inches. Weight without magazine is approximately 7.5 pounds for stamped receivers and 8.5 pounds for milled receivers. U.S. imports occurred from 1984 through 1994 before import restrictions halted Chinese firearm imports. Polytech and Norinco imported approximately 100,000 to 150,000 AK pattern rifles combined. The Legend milled receiver variants represent approximately 20% of imports. A series of import bans starting in 1989 and later trade restrictions create permanent scarcity, so no additional Chinese AK rifles can legally enter the United States today. Standard 56 S-stamped receiver rifles sold for $300 to $450 when imported during the late 1980s and early 1990s. Legend milled receiver variants sold for $500 to $700. Current market prices range from $1,800 to $3,200 for 56S examples and $2,500 to $4,500 for Legend variants. Complete rifles retaining original Chinese accessories including bayonets and cleaning kits sell for $2,200 to $3,800 for 56S and $3,000 to $5,500 for Legend variants. The milled receiver Legend represents the highest quality Chinese AK production, featuring machining standards exceeding typical stamped receiver variants. The weight and manufacturing costs create superior durability. Market data indicates Chinese AK values appreciated approximately 465% from 2010 to 2024. The combination of import ban permanence, milled receiver quality, and increasing scarcity justifies retention as values continue appreciating. At number 5, we have HK91 and HKG3 Pre-Ban models. German manufacturer Heckler & Koch produced the G3 rifle from 1959. The HK91 represents the semi-automatic civilian variant chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO. The roller-delayed blowback rifle features a 20-round magazine capacity, 17.7-inch barrel, and overall length of 40.4 inches. Weight without magazine is approximately 9.7 pounds. U.S. imports occurred from 1976 through 1989. Heckler & Koch imported approximately 15,000 to 20,000 HK91 rifles to the United States during the import period. Import restrictions implemented in 1989 halted HK factory imports. Pre-ban examples feature HK markings, German proof marks, and specific serial number ranges. Later domestic production under license occurred, but original HK imports command substantial premiums. Standard HK91 rifles sold for $800 to $1,200 when imported during the 1980s. Current market prices range from $3,500 to $5,500 for pre-ban HK imports in excellent condition. Complete rifles retaining original accessories including bipods and scope mounts command $4,500 to $6,500. The appreciation reflects import ban scarcity and HK manufacturing quality. The G3 achieved military adoption by over 50 nations. German manufacture at Oberndorf facilities represents premium quality control. The roller-delayed blowback system provides reliable function with reduced parts count compared to gas-operated designs. Market data indicates HK91 values appreciated approximately 310% from 2018 to 2024. The combination of import restrictions, German quality, and military provenance justifies retention. At number 4, we have FAL G Series. Belgian manufacturer Fabrique Nationale produced FAL rifles at Herstal facilities. U.S. imports occurred from the late 1950s through 1968. The G Series designation represents specific production batches during the early 1960s. Chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO, the gas-operated rifle features a 20-round magazine capacity, 21-inch barrel, and overall length of 43 inches. Weight without magazine is approximately 9.5 pounds. The Gun Control Act of 1968 restricted importation of military configuration rifles, creating finite supply of pre-1968 imports. Approximately 1,836 G Series FAL rifles entered the United States before the import restriction, the small group recognized by ATF for civilian ownership. Pre-1968 import status creates legal distinctions affecting collector desirability. Standard pre-1968 G Series FAL rifles sold for $300 to $500 when imported. Current market prices range from $5,000 to $8,500 for G Series examples with original configuration. Complete rifles with original accessories command $6,500 to $10,000. The appreciation reflects 1968 import cutoff, creating permanent scarcity. Belgian manufacture at Herstal represents superior quality compared to license-produced variants. Military adoption by over 90 nations creates extensive service history. Market data indicates pre-1968 G Series FAL values appreciated approximately 385% from 2017 to 2024. The combination of 1968 import cutoff, Belgian quality, and military provenance justifies retention. At number 3, we have Colt AR-15 SP1. Colt manufactured the SP1 as the first semi-automatic civilian AR-15 variant from 1963 through 1984. Chambered in 5.56 by 45 mm NATO, the gas-operated rifle features a 20-round magazine capacity, 20-inch barrel, and overall length of 39 inches. Weight without magazine is approximately 6.5 pounds. Early SP1 production from 1963 through the early 1970s features triangular handguards, 3-prong flash hiders, and pencil profile barrels. Standard SP1 rifles sold for $300 to $500 during the 1960s and 1970s. Current market prices range from $2,500 to $4,500 for standard SP1 examples. Early production from the 1960s with 3-prong flash hiders commands $3,500 to $6,000. Complete rifles with original boxes sell for $5,000 to $8,000. The SP1 represents the foundation of civilian AR-15 ownership. The historical significance as Eugene Stoner's design reaching civilian markets enhances collector appeal. Market data indicates SP1 values appreciated approximately 420% from 2015 to 2024. The combination of historical significance and pre-ban status justifies retention. At number 2, we have Winchester Model 70 Pre-64. Winchester manufactured the Model 70 from 1936 through 1963 in the configuration collectors designate Pre-64. Chambered in various calibers including .3006 Springfield and .375 H&H Magnum. The bolt-action rifle features controlled round feeding and Mauser-style claw extractor. Barrel lengths range from 24 to 26 inches. Weight ranges from 8 to 9 pounds. Production totaled approximately 600,000 rifles. Winchester redesigned the Model 70 in 1964, eliminating controlled round feeding. The cost-cutting measures created immediate distinction between pre-64 and post-64 production. Standard pre-64 Model 70 rifles in .30-06 Springfield sold for $100 to $200 when new. Current market prices range from $1,800 to $3,500 for standard calibers. The 375 H&H Magnum chambering commands $3,500 to $6,500. Supergrade variants sell for $4,500 to $8,000. Collector demand increased substantially from 2015 through 2024. Market data shows pre-64 Model 70 values appreciating approximately 265% from 2015 to 2024. The combination of craftsmanship standards and finite supply justifies retention as values continue appreciating. Finally, at number 1, we have Springfield M1 Garand World War II and Korean War correct grades. Springfield Armory and other contractors manufactured approximately 4 million M1 Garand rifles from 1936 through 1957. Chambered in 30006 Springfield, the gas-operated semi-automatic rifle features an 8-round en-bloc clip, 24-inch barrel, and overall length of 43.5 inches. Weight without ammunition is approximately 9.5 pounds. World War II production from 1941 through 1945 represents the most collectible variants. Korean War production from 1950 through 1953 also commands premiums. Correct grade designation indicates rifles retaining period-correct parts throughout, including receivers, barrels, stocks, and operating rods matching production dates. Mixed parts reduce values substantially compared to correct examples. Springfield Armory production represents the most desirable manufacturer, followed by Winchester and Harrington and Richardson. The Civilian Marksmanship Program distributes M1 Garand rifles at prices ranging from $650 for service grades to $1,050 for collector grades. Private sales of World War II correct Springfield examples range from $2,500 to $4,500. Korean War correct examples command $2,200 to $4,000. Complete rifles with documented combat provenance sell for $3,500 to $6,500. The M1 Garand served as U.S. military standard rifle from 1936 through 1957. World War II and Korean War service creates documented history. General George Patton described the M1 Garand as the greatest battle implement ever devised. Market data indicates correct grade M1 values appreciated approximately 185% from 2015 to 2024. The combination of military service, historical significance, and decreasing CMP inventory justifies retention as the most valuable rifle on this list. These 12 rifles demonstrate how import restrictions, manufacturing discontinuations, military provenance, and collector recognition create assets worth retaining indefinitely as values continue appreciating.